Welcome back to America on the Road with Chris Teague, Jackie Red back with you. And we're so glad you're with us. We really do appreciate you listening to America on the Road. We know you have a lot of things that you could be listening to, so we're honored to the fact that you're listening to us. And it is road test time for us. And Chris, you have a new, brand spanking new 2025 model to talk about. Tell us about it.
I do. I drove it back from Boston after a New England Motor Press Association event a couple of weeks ago. It's the 2025 Honda Pilot Black Edition. Jack, the Black Edition is new for 2025. Honda sells 6 different versions of this vehicle, starting with the Sport trim. It's around $42,000. My Black Edition trim with a few options came in at just under $57,000. Have you driven the Pilot recently, Jack? And if so, what do you think about it?
You know, I don't think I have driven it. I was there when they were doing a soft launch, or actually an embargoed launch, unveiling it and showing it to people, but I'm not sure I've ever gotten behind the wheel.
Well, it's very good for families, so I think you might enjoy it. But you still get the same engine you did in 2024 with this vehicle. It's a 3.5-liter V6. It's 285 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. Front-wheel drive is standard. My Black Edition came with all-wheel drive, as does the Trail Sport and a couple other variants. But you get a 10-speed automatic transmission with this vehicle. Jack, I got to tell you, this powertrain doesn't sound all that impressive on paper, and it really isn't in operation either. But what it is and what it feels like is very solid. It's very refined in most situations, though I will say the 10-speed stumbled a few times in the first few gears, just because it's trying to get through the gears as quickly as possible to save fuel. But other than that, I mean, I think this is a very planted, very confidence-inspiring vehicle. It's quiet too, which I think a lot of people really appreciate, and they don't really care about having 500 horsepower under the hood with a Honda Pilot. So no real complaints with the powertrain. I do like that it makes a good, healthy V6 sound. Honda didn't take all of that away. So when you put your foot down, you get a powerful sound, even if you aren't going anywhere in a particular hurry. I didn't get to test this vehicle off-road, but I will say the Trail Sport model does have beefier tires, so you get all-terrain tires. If you wanted to do some light trail driving, that would probably be the model to get. This vehicle's got gloss black wheels and all-season tires, so it's not the best for trail driving, I should say. Inside, you know, you get 3 rows of seating here, Jack, with up to 8 seats, depending on how you have it set up. We were able to jam a few kids into the 3rd row seat and had no trouble getting them in or out. The 2nd row folds and makes it very easy to get in there. The Black Edition comes with black leather with red accents. That seems to be the theme here, is black and red. So you get perforated leather with red dots and everything. So it's a really nice looking interior. I like the changes that Honda has made. The front seats are extremely comfortable, very wide. I always make the joke about myself being too wide, but these seats were perfect for me. And you know, the 2nd row seats, the kids had plenty of room to move around back there too. And as I said, the 3rd row is accessible, though I probably at 6 feet tall wouldn't want to ride back there for too long on my own. If you fold the 3rd row seats down, you get 48.5 cubic feet of cargo space. That's pretty good. It's above average, not huge, but that goes down to 18.6 cubic feet with the 3rd row upright. So you do lose more than half of your available cargo space if you need to use the way back seats, as my kids call them. Honda's infotainment system, Jack, I want to get your opinion on this, but it runs well. My vehicle had an optional 9-inch touchscreen. You get a 7-inch touchscreen as standard. I think it runs pretty well on both. What do you think of the changes they've made recently and how well it works?
Well, if I remember correctly, Chris, I think they have kind of 2 separate systems. The up level has Google built in, and it's kind of a Google-based system, and the basic system, or the more standard system, isn't. Maybe they have changed that, but you know, I certainly the Google-based system is a pretty good one. I'm just kind of surprised that they had centered on the up-level models.
Yeah, they did that for the Accord too. I think the top-level hybrid Accord got that system as well. You know, a 9-inch touchscreen and Honda's 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster, you don't get the level of configurability here that you would from like a Volkswagen digital gauge cluster. But you can move things around and it's clear enough and everything's easy to see. The touchscreen is very responsive. I think the system is more intuitive to use than in previous versions. You're not hunting and pecking for a lot of different menus and things. Plus, you get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, wireless charging. You get this in-car intercom system, which is neat because you can shut down all the speakers and yell at people in the 3rd row, which is handy for having kids. Sirius XM radio, 12 speakers. So you get a load of equipment here, which you should for an almost $60,000 SUV. Finally, this vehicle comes standard with Honda sensing, so you get things like forward collision alerts, automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, but mine added blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alerts, and a few other features. So plenty of tech in this vehicle, plenty of space. I think I would probably go for a cheaper trim level. I wouldn't really need the black accents to pay the extra money for it. But all in all, the Honda Pilot is what it advertises itself to be. It's a great family hauler. It's comfortable, and it's a relatively good value.
Yeah, I think it's probably a very good value.